the critical success elements of a startup. So we've talked about the fundamental questions that investors ask, and you've seen the list of 100 questions they might ask. But remember, the key thing here is, do you know how to actually execute on those questions? Do you not just have rote answers, but do you have an understanding of how to get there in every one of those questions? We're going to help you build the skills to address every one of those questions through the Venture Basecamp 12 Critical Success Elements. This is a way to define what's needed to be viable and fundable, and to present your capacity and your process and your value, your uniqueness, and the investment opportunity to investors. But it'll really help you think about how to build the skills in a set of different areas that you may not think about initially, but become critical for making your business successful in the end. In Venture Basecamp, we're specifically going to build skills so you can address every one of these CSEs, or critical success elements. And we'll work with you to build the funding presentation around them as well. It's a great way to fund. Let's start off with a definition of each of these success elements. Now you guys can download these and follow along with me. And those of you who go on to Venture Basecamp, this is going to be the genesis of a lot of work and a bunch of additional videos. So get to understand these elements and their definitions. Okay, here we go. First of 12, roadmap. Your business must have a clear roadmap that exists from the startup to success, that outlines all the specific critical elements, tasks, milestones, and skills to build that business, sustain and achieve expected success in your business. 2, strong entrepreneurial team and execution capacity. One of the most important elements of a fundable startup is its team. We've talked about this. The leader is a startup entrepreneur, one who identifies problems to be solved on a massive scale and can develop and manage the venture and manages risks to extract the highest return on investment. The team has the experience, expertise, and passion to execute on this vision. 3, what's the problem or opportunity? A successful company solves a clear and defined problem or a customer desire that a customer is willing to pay for. The customer is clear and present. That means you see that they have this problem, they see that they have that problem, or desire, think iPhone, and need it solved badly enough that they're willing to find it, get it, pay for it, and use that product now. A fundable startup understands their customer in a qualitative and quantitative way, and how their product solves that problem or delivers on that desire. Number 4, lovable solution. The company solves its customer problem in a way that customers love, in a more effective way than any of its competitors. This keeps the customer motivated to pay for it now and always. The company's benefit stands out and can be backed up by a quantifiable outcome. Number 5 is product lovability. The best businesses are able to create products that customers really love to use, are happy to pay for, and evangelize to their peers. To get there, great companies are the world's best listeners. They map out what we call a customer experience journey against that product development and delivery process, such that a company delivers their offering from their customer's lens. Number 6, market opportunity. How big is the market? Specifically, how big is the market for your product? How big is the addressable market? The market you can get at over a specific period of time. This relates to being able to verify that people want the product, you know who they are, you know where they are, you can get to them, and then you can define that market size of those people. Delivering a product at the right time and in the right form to the biggest possible market is an art. It takes a lot. One has to evaluate variables like the realistic market size for this particular product, if it's ready, if there's technological penetration in that market, what's the skill and aptitude or readiness of a customer to buy and use the product, the market awareness, market timing, is it too early, is it too late, or just in time? And near term, what's the demand for your solution? That's the market validation. You're going to validate your product and know customers really want it badly, will pay for it, can use it, will tell their friends. And that the market's really there, it's really there in mass, and it's there now. Number 7, unit economics and business model. This is a key element of a great business, but one that's often not looked at closely enough by startup teams. Strong companies clearly understand their cost drivers per unit of product or service. They know the real cost of customer acquisition and the net customer value. Then there's the business model, which covers all the economics of the business from startup to scale, financial plan, projections, funding requirements as they evolve over time. 8. What's your go-to-market strategy? What's the most efficient and effective, rapid way to get your product to the market? How will you sell your product? Direct? Through dealers? How much marketing, advertising, social media, PR will you need to do to get the number of customers that you claim you can get at? And at what cost? A well-defined go-to-market strategy helps you define all real costs of selling, supporting, billing, and maintaining a customer over time. And it's part of the unit economics and business model that we're going to teach you how to build and is so critical to your business. The realistic go-to-market strategy and cost of sale is one factor that's looked at very carefully by investors because most of the time, this is an area that entrepreneurs get wrong. They're enthusiastic, they have lots of ideas about what they're going to do, but they really have to get this right. Number 9, traction, scale, and expansion. Achieving traction, scale, and regional global expansion are critical elements of a great venture-backed entrepreneurial business. The process of achieving each is unique and different. Traction is proof of a customer demand or interest. Scale is a proof of solid business, and expansion is a proof that the business is a great investment. 10. Competition and sustainable differentiation. What is your company's unique, unfair advantage or sustainable differentiation that can't be easily copied by others and offered at a lower price? Who are your competitors who can offer not just the same product for less, but can solve your customer's problem or desire in another cheaper, easier, or more cool way? How can your company or your product stand out from competitors over time? Number 11, sustainable systems and risk management. Sustainable systems are the processes in your business that keep your operations, your sales, delivery, finance, reporting, HR, and other company functions running like clockwork, regardless of the founder's day-to-day involvement. As a startup grows, there are systems that need to be standardized, optimized, and automated as much as possible. The other part of that's risk management, which begins with sustainable systems but includes much more. It's the constant review and awareness of the riskiest things in a business that can come in and bite you at the least opportune times. A great company is constantly looking at defining, testing, and mitigating risks before they become an impediment to the business and its growth. Lastly, number 12, equity and funding strategy. I want to know, how is your business going to be funded? How much equity or other funding do you need? When do you need it? How will the business use the capital to build and grow? How will it get the capital? Who will put it in? How much will they pay? For what? So these are the fundamental elements of a great business. So in summary, I wanted you to think about me as an investor, you as an investor, and what we want to see. As an investor, I want to know, if I invest $100 in your business, how do I get $1,000 or more back? I want to know who's going to buy my equity when we're done with the investment. How much are they going to pay? What are the comparables to your business? Other businesses that have sold, and for how much and to whom? What do you have to achieve to reach your goals to get a return that you anticipate for both of us? How much funding do you really need to get there? Entrepreneurs across the board misestimate this. Where will that funding come from over time? Different people fund different stages of your business. We'll talk a lot about that. We want to know what will happen to your equity over time. As more money is invested in your business, we want you to be engaged, involved, and not diluted, and I don't want to be either. Investors want to know all of this before they put in a dime, and so should you. So now you have a top-level idea of the 12 critical success elements of your business that you need to address to build a viable, fundable, successful business. Pretty simple, right? Ha! There's a lot there. And we'll need to spend a lot of time, significant time, unpacking each of these things over the upcoming modules in the Venture Basecamp program. For now, you just need to know that investors don't necessarily expect you to have all the critical success elements fully in place day one, but they want to know you know what they are and what you're going to need to do to get there. You and your investors need to understand how you're going to build all the elements of a business, not just the product, not just the technology, not just the market, but you have to have each of these 12 areas completely buttoned down as you grow over time. That's the roadmap part. Do you have a roadmap figured out? And can you articulate it? Remember, investors look for patterns of successful startups and are looking for an inflection point in product, value, revenue, growth, profit, and equity value. The better you are at presenting yourself at one of these inflection points, these points where your value changes, against a backdrop of a full business roadmap, the more excited an investor will be. One last thing. You can present a business that has everything we talked about nailed down. You've touched every element, but an investor may still say no. Don't get discouraged if you do everything and someone says it's not right for them. Your business may not fall into their particular investor wheelhouse or sector or pattern. There are lots more out there. Some successful and famous entrepreneurs presented to over 50 funders before getting their first yes.